The following program is brought to you by Blood, Sweat, Tears, and listeners like you. To support this show and all of the shows within TWiB Nation, consider becoming a subscriber of our pay service, The Twibularity, at twib.me/subscribe. That's twib.me/subscribe. Or you can give a one-time donation at donate.twib.me. That's donate.twib.me. We've all learned how important media is and who tells our stories. Help us be the media that you want to hear and that the media is afraid to hear. It's kind of hard to listen to yourself become irrelevant.
This is TWiB Nation.
Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, March 1st, and today on TWiB Prime, it's Election Drinking Tuesday. So we will be drinking and talking about the election. Or at least I'll be drinking. I don't know what the rest of y'all are doing. I don't know what these two Negroes are doing. All this and more with Team Blackness on TWiB Prime. Cheers.
So from now on, whenever you hear these horns, just know you are now entering the blackness. Collard greens, cornbread, and the catfish. Malcolm X and Dr. King with a blackness. We are live, son. This is Blackness. You are now entering the blackness. Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, and the classics. Real love, the opposite of ratchet. We are live, son. This is Blackness. When they hit me, they say.
What is going on, people? If my microphone was on, you could hear me. Oh, there we go. What is going on, people? We are back. This is This Week in Blackness Prime. I am your host, Elon James White. With me, as per usual, is Team Blackness, consisting of Captain, Lieutenant, General, Professor. On occasion, he is some sort of doctor. He is the Negro Jon Snow in our Negro Game of Thrones, and proud Fox News correspondent. We have Aaron Rand Freeman. Sir.
I'm tired every day. I mean, this is a very rewarding job in independent media. I mean, I enjoy it, and I'm happy that I'm able to change perceptions and have conversations and all that stuff. But I'm tired, and I don't know how to mitigate the two. So I'm going to attempt selling drugs with the money on my days off.
What?
Yes.
What?
What is up with you people in your drug selling? Why can't we just be?
We're thinking outside of the box.
That's not outside the box, Aaron.
It's totally outside of the box.
It's the box. Guess what?
What?
You don't even know what the box is. You ain't seen the box, nigga.
I'm familiar with the box. I'm well outside of it.
You are unfamiliar with the box. The box that you and strangers. The boxes. Oh my God! I almost said something though. Let's go. Let's leave this alone. Sometimes you just gotta walk away from it, and I realize I need to walk away from that. Also with us, she's angry. She's black. She's some sort of lady. She's the founder of the Angry Black Lady Chronicles. She's a senior legal analyst here in TWiB Nation. She's the gun jumper in chief. An overall problem and a half. We have Imani Gandhi, madam.
I'm still raging against your whimsical hashtag, which I can't even remember because it's too goddamn whimsical.
Because it's too whimsical.
It's too whimsical, man.
I don't understand why it was so whimsical. Because today is Drinking Plus Election Tuesdays. I put the hashtag out TWiB Tuesdays. So it's spelled TWiB 2S. Then days. It's not that whimsical.
It's not pretty whimsical.
There wasn't a goddamn. It's not even that much shit.
Why the two? Why not just TUE?
Oh my God! Because
why? There's no need for the extraneous number in there. The two makes it too whimsical. I can't abide it.
Also, the reason why it's a two in it, Imani, is because it's drinking and Election Tuesday. So I'm drinking. Cheers. And I'm also going to talk about politics. So I'm going to need you to calm down. Slow your roll. Breathe, stretch, shake. Let it all go.
Tell me to slow my roll.
Guess what? Guess what I did?
You told me.
Guess what I did? I told you slow your roll.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I ain't slowing my roll.
Well, you know what? Your roll.
Your shit's too whimsical, man.
Your roll
too
has been
whimsical, man.
effectively slowed. It's not that whimsical. I don't even know.
Goddamn whimsical.
It's not.
What is it? Drinking 2SDAYS.
TWiB Tuesdays.
TWiB Tuesdays.
Oh my God. So
TWiB
just in case you were
Tuesdays.
oh my God, I need you to calm down. So just in case you were unfamiliar with why Imani is having her meltdown, I realized that I didn't announce this on the show yesterday, but it's something that we've been discussing in the private TWiB Nation Facebook group. So I was like, oh, everyone knows, but I'm like, duh, no, most people are not in the TWiB Nation Facebook group, so we should probably say something. We were getting tired of the election. I believe the idea of burning things down to the ground had come up a couple of times. Just throwing things at walls, punching the air.
Everybody hates all the candidates everywhere.
I mean, some people love their candidates. Some people worship their candidates like they're...
And some of those people make the other people annoyed. So we either hate all the candidates or hate all the supporters. So we're getting sick of it.
Well, we were getting a little tired of it. So, in an effort to find the middle ground in this, because at first we were talking about it was happening within the TWiB Nation private Facebook group, which you can feel free to join. We are backlogged in our people joining. The Hand, aka Amber Flame, is currently
so
vetting
mad about
folks.
her name.
I know her name is
Still really angry about, like, legitimately angry about. She's a very nice woman. She seems super cool. I'd like to hang out with her a little bit more.
It's crazy,
but it's going to be hard for me to get past that name.
Well, guess what?
She stole a good name.
She has superpowers.
I'm assuming she's some sort of X-Men.
She's gotta be.
So we were trying to figure out what was the best way of handling it, and some folks were like, "Hey, just like no more politics until the election itself." Which, by the way, I'm not even so much that against that. Like, I think this whole election cycle gets dragged out way too long, and just so much. I mean, the amount of debates I've watched that's just pure shit. I ain't got time for it. So what we decided to do, well, in the Facebook group at least, was to pull all of the election stuff, all election posts, to one day, and that day was Tuesdays. And then someone in the group, I forget who said it, was like, what about drinking Tuesdays? You should combine them together. And I was like, that's the best idea I've ever heard, because I have to talk about politics. I'm going to need a drink. So if you see Imani and I with our sippy cups, of course, my sippy cup is
branding.
A TARDIS. It is because it is drinking Tuesdays. Aaron, are you going to yell branding every time the logo comes across the screen?
Full disclosure, I was sitting there waiting for the right time because I was trying not to jump the gun. Like, I just wanted to be like, I just wanted to be like this branding, bam, bam, in the middle, bam, over and over again, and I didn't. And it took a lot of professional energy not to do that.
Do you know what I need?
Branding.
You know what I need you to do?
What do you
Calm down.
I think you should get excited because that's some sweet branding.
Also,
maybe you ought to get a little more excited about your branding, Elon.
Bam!
I know you done worked hard on this branding.
Splat out.
Aaron, make sure there's no black bar above the main cam that's broadcasting. I'm seeing a black bar on the feed. I mean, yes, drinking Tuesdays is my point. And I like that everyone's telling me how I have to feel about my goddamn branding when it's my branding.
Bam! Aaron, come on, you failed me.
I was doing another thing. Bam! Retroactively. Retro bam.
So
time release.
As you're listening to this.
Time release, bam.
As you're listening to this, drink, be merry as we have these conversations around all the election stuff.
Unless you're directing a program and then you are stone sober.
Right. Like, I felt bad for Aaron. At first, I was about to get him a drink, and I was like, wait, you need to pay attention.
No, I need to pay complete attention. I was like, I'm not even going to drink. I am a professional. I had a kale wrap.
You had a what?
I had a kale wrap.
A kale wrap?
That's right.
Oh, my. What happened? You've been in California for a hot 2 months, and you're eating kale wraps already?
Kale wraps. Who are you? What is that?
What's wrong with you? I gotta get healthy.
You've been here 2 months. Like when I planted a garden, everyone's like, you got soft. You got here. It ain't even been 3 months yet. You're like, can I have a kale wrap? Can I have a kale wrap?
It's a healthy alternative. I don't want to load down with meat in the middle of the day unless Amani brings his cheesesteaks.
Yeah. Which Amani almost brought us cheesesteaks.
She almost brought her cheesesteaks, and that would
I'll bring cheesesteaks Thursday.
It's okay.
Cheesesteak Thursday.
Okay, that's not the day.
It's a thing now. Cheesesteak Thursday. Are you saying you don't want me to bring you a cheesesteak on Thursday?
I mean, I'll eat
all right, then, so cheesesteak
if
Thursday.
a cheesesteak arrived here, but I don't think I want the day to be branded behind.
Bam! Cheesesteak Tuesdays,
God.
Thursdays.
We do this Monday through Thursday. We have a docket full of shenanigans, tomfoolery, or what have you. It is, in fact, Drinking Tuesdays and drinking Election Tuesdays, which is why we have the hashtag TWiB Tuesdays.
Is it Tuesdays or Tuesday? TWiB 2 SDAYS. Is that what you're telling me? Two whimsical men.
I need it's actually the S's at the end of it. It's TWiB 2s TS TWiB 2S, not 2 S's, 2S.
I'm already confused.
Days.
And I went to law school.
It's I question your law teachers then.
My law school dude.
Because if I've tripped you up with TWiB Tuesdays, then what about torts and shit?
Lost, man.
What do you have to go back and look at precedents and shit like that? How are you going to handle that when TWiB Tuesdays has blown your mind?
I'm confounded by TWiB Tuesdays. TWiB number Tuesdays.
And I mean, it makes so much sense.
It's a lot.
It's drinking and election, so there's two things happening. So it's TWiB Tuesdays. Boom. It makes sense.
There's no boom.
Can I find out? Can you tell me, Imani? Can you tell me, Imani?
Yes.
About some reminders. I'd love to know.
I sure can. You know, Elon, in this day and age that we live in, you know, we listen to a lot of media. We consume a lot of media, and a lot of that media is completely worthless. Like, for example, CNN. Why are you watching CNN? Why are you watching Don Lemon? You know you're only watching Don Lemon because you hate him. You are hate watching CNN, but you know what? CNN likes it when you hate watch them because it still helps their ratings. Instead of hate watching cable news, why don't you get on into TWiB Nation? You know what I'm saying? Do a little support.twib.today. Give us a little fucks money. I mean, money for fucks.
I'd like to point out that
is
I didn't yell.
Not the same.
I didn't yell branding when the support.twib logo came across your
branding.
screen.
Bam.
I didn't. It was unnecessary. Stop yelling bam.
Stop it to a Slim Jim. Bam.
That's not even. That's not. No, that's not.
I know. It's Emerald and the Slim Jim guy together. Bam. Slapping. I don't know. The point is, America. In these trying times, who can you rely on to give you the news in a straightforward yet elucidating fashion? I submit to you that it's us. Imani Gandy, Aaron Rand Freeman, Elon James White, at the TWiBs of the nations on TWiB Tuesday, giving you the news. So you know what you need to do to support us, to help us help you? Go to support.twib.today so you can support TWiB today.
Kaboom.
Back to you, Elon.
Bam.
Bam.
I don't know what's happening. I need everyone to calm down. I need everyone to breathe, stretch, shake, and let it all go. Really. If that's a really.
You say let it go, I sing let it go. That's how it works.
That is how it works in the modern era.
Mm-hmm.
The words "let it go" have been tainted forever by the song. You can no longer tell anyone to let it go.
Thank Christ this Drinking Tuesdays, because I'm going to need this to get through the show.
What is it today?
Drinking Tuesday.
Bam! Couldn't help it. You had to be a professional. You got hemmed in by your own professional demeanor. Look at that.
I'm going to. So,
oh, God.
Since it,
we are amusing.
Thank you. Thanks, Amani. Thank you for that reminder. Support.twib today. Help us be the media you want to hear. All those shenanigans, tomfoolery. Help me pay Aaron and Amber Flame and other people that we have to pay. We have to pay people in shit.
Pay people
So
and shit.
it happens. So why don't we just hit this docket not on like a boss? I mean, we the docket's jam packed full of shenanigans and tomfoolery. We just need to hit this hit it hard, hit it fast, hit it quickly.
Hit it and quit it.
Okay, don't quit it. That's not.
Hit it and continue it in perpetuity. Is that better? I feel like we should hit up Melissa Harris Perry first.
I mean, we probably should
right?
do that. If you want to start that up.
Bam!
No, really? You just yelling bam?
Actually, we do have it.
We have a
Bam!
Bam!
Oh my God.
I mean, legitimately. I mean, we are equipped. I mean, it's not like she's at a turn. I mean, when you can go bam and something like this will happen. I mean, you can't not wield your.
You don't yell bam just because you don't yell bam just because there's some segment like a lower thirds. That's not how we do things.
Got some sexy lower thirds, Elon.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
It's too much power for humanity, and this is the point.
Just leave it on the screen, Aaron. Monty talk. My God.
So Melissa Harris Perry flipped MSNBC a very forthright and upright bird over the weekend. She wrote a letter, and I don't like to use the word complain because it makes it sound like she's whining. She had some serious, valid grievances about the way that the network has been treating her over the last couple of months, especially in light of the elections. She mentioned that she had been routinely sidelined, that she had been told what she had to cover on her own show. And as many of you who are part of Nerdland, which is what the community of people who are Melissa Harris Perry, the show fans, and also Melissa Harris Perry fans, they're called Nerdland. The whole point of
they're not called Nerdland.
Well, the space is Nerdland, right?
That was the hashtag for the show was Nerdland.
Okay, will you let me finish? I was on a roll. Here you are. Bam!
It wasn't. I mean, your roll was crooked. So when
your face is crooked.
Am I supposed to just
your face is crooked?
First of all, that was a birth defect that you should feel really, really bad about. With the tongs when they were pulling it out. And so now you're ableist on top of being incorrect. I mean, I don't understand how you get away with this.
It's hard. It's because I'm pretty.
I'm 5 seconds from boycotting you.
Good luck with that. Come to my side. The point is, Melissa Harris Perry is a very intelligent person. She's been teaching political science. She's been teaching electoral politics at, where is she now? Tulane? Before that, she was at Princeton?
No, she's at Wake Forest.
Oh, she's at Wake Forest. Before that, she was at Tulane. Before that, she was at Princeton. That's right? She's got, needless to say, she's a very smart and intelligent woman. And instead of using her and wielding her in a manner that would actually, I don't know, make some of the electoral issues, elucidate them for people of color, women of color who look to people like Melissa Harris Perry to say some shit because we don't have a lot of people, we're not represented in cable news that much. Well, they decided instead of using her that they would use people who were far less informed and people who were, as she pointed out in a letter that she wrote to her staff, outright liars.
I believe the term was confirmed liars.
Confirmed liars. She said that she would not be appearing on her show this past Saturday morning. She told her coworkers in an email that she had begun to feel worthless to the NBC-owned network. She said, quote, "I will not be used as a tool for their purposes. I am not a token, mammy, or little brown bobblehead. I am not owned by NBC executives or MSNBC. I love our show. I want it back."
Right.
MSNBC executives were a little bit like, well, gee, I don't know why she did that. Gosh, she's just such an angry lady, but I guess we're going to sever ties.
They didn't call her angry.
They didn't call her angry, but the coverage of it was, here's one thing, when I'm going to let you talk because you are good friends with her and I'm sure you have more.
Don't up it.
Well, I mean, you have things to say. Her. You probably have an insight to her. But the point that I don't understand is, so this really intelligent black woman gets let go from a network that really needed her there in order to keep a lot of the audience of color that it had garnered over the past several years. Over the past several years, it seems like they started plucking out black pundits, black contributors, and dumping them on their show. Karen Finney, Tamron Hall was with the Today Show. She was already there. Karen Finney, Joy Ann Reid, Melissa Harris Perry, Alex Wagner, who's Asian, Martin Bashir, who is, I believe, Desi.
And then all Martin of a sudden, Bashir had issues.
Well, he had issues, but all of a sudden, it seems like all of the color is just dissipating. It's just going all the way. What do we have left? A bunch of white people. And they hired Ted Cruz's fired campaign spokesperson to the network, but are letting go Melissa Harris. Elon, explain it to me.
Well, I don't believe I can actually explain it to you as to what happened or why this occurred. What I can say is that as Amani pointed out, I am, just so before transparency's sake, I am friends with Melissa, and I actually am I'm pretty good with how what happened here. Because what happened was basically Melissa decided that she was not going to just be there as some sort of a random card they get to throw out whenever they feel like and try to control. I even read, and now this much I have not confirmed. It was a rumor, and actually I didn't even get a chance to ask Melissa about it. But there was a rumor that the conversation started around for her coverage on Formation with Beyonce. And that they wanted more political more coverage, and then she was like, "No, I'm going to talk about this." And then that was when kind of the whole power struggle started there. But I think there's been issues before. What I really appreciated, Amani, above all else, is that Melissa was like, "I lack all fucks." That's one about what you think having a TV show means to me or in general. Basically, she was like, I want to do the show I want to do. If you're going to preempt me or you're going to kicking me off the air, you're not going to use my expertise or when needed, because like literally she's written books on politics. She is one of the nation's leading scholars, and she pointed out that she has stayed in the exact same hotel as MSNBC covering things on the election trail, and they would not call her in, which to me is just like, I don't even understand why, unless you're worried about what, Aaron?
I was going to say, I think we understand why.
I mean, unless you're worried. And so when I pointed out to Amani that they didn't call her angry, because like when you say that is a very, very specific like dog whistle. And I don't think it didn't quite throw that dog whistle out. What they did say was that they called her brilliant but unpredictable and challenging.
Which is white corporate code for angry. Like, how many times have I gotten on law firm reviews, on annual reviews, that I'm challenging or that I have problems with authority? Only because I think that I'm smart and I should be used to my full capability. Right. That's what Melissa is going through. She thought she was smart, which she is, and that she should be used to her full capability, that she should continue to have license to mold her show the way that she saw fit. And what has happened is that MSNBC apparently has become the Donald Trump show. And so they're just having him on and licking him all up and down his body.
Which was an interesting point on one of the staffers of ex-staffer from MSNBC actually hit me up and explained that she actually saw this happen like live during the Sandra Bland after they were basically there was no charges brought up, and Sandra Bland's family was speaking on it, and they had a live shot of that, and they cut from the Sandra Bland's family speaking on the tragedy to a Donald Trump rally, but it was also the second Donald Trump rally they had shown that day. So it wasn't even like it was like breaking news or whatever. And they also the Sandra Bland thing was breaking news because she made a point of pointing out that there was breaking news with Sandra Bland. And when questioned about it in meetings, they said, "Listen, ratings, man, ratings." And so clearly, MSNBC, for all the labels of liberal media and liberal station or whatever, clearly that is something that they do not, that is a title they specifically do not want and actually do not deserve. And I think we pointed this out before in the past. And when it comes to Melissa, I believe, yes, she's my friend and all that, but let's talk about what actually she did. What that show did. That show was a platform for so many people that under normal circumstances would be ignored by mainstream media, by news media. And a lot of people got their first TV hits because of that. Like activists, organizations were all pulled in. There was like probably the first time you've ever seen an entire Sunday morning news show with all black women. You know what I mean? It's something that didn't happen. And Melissa, she didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, she has always been actively trying to share her platform with others so that they can rise. Like, a lot of people who listen to the show, like when we were talking about it on social media, a lot of people were flat out saying, like, I found TWiB Nation because of Elon showing up on Melissa Harris Perry's show. And that was a way a lot of folks were introduced to a lot of different people. One of the ways I got introduced to Anthea Butler, Dr. Anthea Butler, who a host of Academic Shade. Literally, TWiB connections were built in Nerdland.
Blair Kelly too, right?
I knew Blair. I knew Blair
before
that. But the fact that she used her platform in that way to make sure to highlight voices that were unheard, like to the point where, like, I was a regular on her show. Do you know, Amani, that they actually a producer on their show actually had reached out to other producers at MSNBC and sent them an email with my contact saying, "Hey, Elon has been on the show a bunch. We think he's great, blah, blah, blah. You should definitely use him." Ask me how many of those people called me.
I'm going to go with none.
None.
Yeah.
Literally none. It wasn't like I was a unknown commodity. I had been on the show. I had done well, all the stuff or whatever. They literally told me, "Hey, we have this Negro over here. He talks about, you should like use him." Nothing. But Melissa always made sure to make space for folks like me and others. And for that, I will always be very, very appreciative of it. And I think it's sad that will be lost. Because MSNBC, like most people and places, no one's trying to bring other people in. No one is trying to share their platform to give shine to other folks and to raise voices like that. No one else is doing that. And Melissa did it, and she should have had the right to run her show. And if you want to know the thing that you should, if above all else, Melissa's good. Like, just in case you were worried about Melissa, Melissa's good. I've double checked, she's good. But if you want to mourn something, mourn the fact that we will not see conversations like that on news media probably no time soon. Right. And actually, I doubt we're going to see it
if
for
ever.
Years. For years.
Yeah, Melissa's good, but the rest of us aren't good. Like honestly, and I don't want to oversell it, but the country politics benefited from having her on air, benefited from having, I remember that the first time she had an all black woman panel on that show, I just sat and stared at my TV. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm seeing this, because that's something that you would never see on CNN or any other MSNBC show for that matter. Right. And so it's, she highlighted issues of food, of poverty and food deserts. And I remember when she had that woman, I wish I remembered her name. She was a black woman who was doing activism aroed food poverty, around food deserts in New York City.
She actively tackled trans issues.
She actively tackled. She did. She used
her platform.
when and you know, one thing that a lot of her haters like to point out was when she wore those tampon earrings. But the reason she wore those tampon earrings is because that was right in the middle of the people's capital, the big protests in Texas over the abortion law HB2 that ultimately got passed. And one of the things that the anti-choices were saying about the activists, the reproductive rights activists at the Capitol, is that they were throwing dirty tampons on the ground. They were making up stories, and these are tiny little stories that some people probably never even heard of. But Melissa highlighted that just by the simple act of like talking about it for a few minutes and wearing tampon earrings. Like, I think it's a real shame, and I think it speaks. The point that I wanted to make earlier before I went squirrel is that what I find interesting is that the mainstream media coverage of Melissa's, I don't want to say firing, but conscious uncoupling from MSNBC is vastly different from the coverage of when the New York Times canned Jill Abramson. Because if you remember when that happened, Jill Abramson was the editor-in-chief of the New York Times, and then she got let go in very mysterious and sort of circumspect circumstances. Wall-to-wall coverage everywhere, talking about the pay gap.
I feel like people are talking about this a lot, Amanda.
But I don't feel like they're talking about it in the same terms as they were talking about Jill Abramson. I see a lot of media talking about, well, what she, or maybe I'm reading the wrong media, I don't know. But I'm seeing a lot of talk about, you know, her biting the hands that fed her and all of this.
I didn't see that.
I'm probably reading too much media, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to say exactly that, because had I saw that, then there'd be, I wouldn't be good.
But that's not
okay.
I'm just not. I feel like the coverage of Jill Abramson's firing was overwhelming, and I'm underwhelmed by the coverage of Melissa's and the political ramifications of it. Not just people saying, "Oh, this happened," but people started talking about what it meant for feminism, what it meant for the pay gap when it came to Jill Abramson. Are we talking about what her firing means for Black women, what it means for Black opportunities in media? I don't know. Maybe people are. I'm not seeing it.
I mean, I've seen conversations. I have not seen it as much as I would have liked, and I've seen there's this weird mixture of people getting a little bit like well, I don't know, but what about the Rachel Dolezal stuff? And as someone who, like, again, I could say that I'm not pulling a Joan Walsh on this. I could say I'm actually Melissa's friend on this.
Oh no!
Was I not supposed to say that?
You went there.
You weren't supposed to go there.
Was I not supposed to say that? Sorry. The fact is that, like, I disagreed with Melissa about the Dolezal thing, and me and Melissa had a very, 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 very long conversation around it, and in the end, to me, that just because I disagreed with her about something does not erase all of the brilliance and work that she's done and the platform she built. You're supposed to be like, matter of fact, I'm guessing right now. I'm just gonna go on a limb right now. 96% of the people of you right now listening to this show do not agree with me all the time. Do not, and I know this. And the thing is that, like, people say, Elon, I don't always agree with you. I respect your point. That's it. And that's all I've always really wanted. I've always wanted people. I want to be able to make my argument. If I say something and you don't agree, fine. You don't have to agree, but you understand why I said it. You understand that I didn't just say something all higgly biggly. I'm just making points out of my asshole. Like, no, I'm actually making real points here, and I respect that. And so for I'm really annoyed seeing people try to pull that and go like, well, good for that. It's like, no. What you don't understand what you just lost in general, and what American discourse lost overall. And I'm hoping that Melissa, whenever she decides to do, because honestly, I mean, for all we know, she might just chill and teach. And Melissa loves teaching. It's something that I feel like people didn't get, Amani, is that Melissa is, in fact, an educator. When I first met Melissa Harris Perry, it was after Baratunde Thurston. A lot of you guys are familiar with him.
Yeah, he works over,
right? Shut up. He works over at The Daily Show now as a digital coordinator. He wrote the New York Times bestselling book, How to Be Black. Before all of that, when we we're just like struggling comics, Baratunde hits me up and goes like, hey, do you know Melissa Harris Lacewell? I was like, no, actually, I'm unfamiliar. He's like, well, first of all, get familiar. Second of all, which I was like, I don't know why Baratunde in that story was a rapper, but he was like, she's posting your videos on her Facebook page, and she said that she showed them at Princeton, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Who this lady know?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who now? What now? It's showing like especially the early TWiB videos. It was me like in my apartment in Bed-Stuy trying to make shit work. I didn't even know how to use equipment half the time. I had to teach myself all that. And then I found out and I saw that she actually had posted it, so I sent her an email. I don't know if I should even be telling this story, but I sent her this email And I'm like, the Facebook message. I'm like, so hey, hi. I'm Elon James White, the guy, the dude in the video. Thank you. It seemed like for posting them. I really appreciate it. And I'd say that you're coming to New York. I'd love to be able to ask you a couple of questions. I mean, you're a professor and a lot of stuff, and I'd love to know. She responds back with the like happiest, nicest goddamn Facebook message, and came into New York a couple of hours earlier because she was was speaking at NYU. Came to New York like 2 to 3 hours earlier and sat down, and we were talking about the concept of blackness. And this woman pulled out a which one? We were at some sort of a coffee shop, and she pulled out a napkin and she started just writing and drawing diagrams and shit about like what blackness meant and how it like and how do you look at it. And I remember sitting there just going like, what the hell is happening? Like, what is it? She really enjoys educating. So. She doesn't need this, and I'm so happy to see someone, one of our, and honestly, like one of our best, saying, "I don't need your approval for what I do." And I told Aaron flat out, I was like, "Yeah, that you know that just made me double down on anything that I'm not amused by or I don't want to do." If now that fact that like Melissa has Perry throws middle fingers up like, and epically shades in Black History Month. You think I'm just now gonna if she can do it? F it, I'll do it. It's like I feel like she gave me a little bit more like I guess like I don't know, but like strength to be able to like say like I know who I am, I know what my work is, and I know it's important, and I'm going to do this work. And so I really hope that there's another space that can maybe be like Nerdland, but I doubt that it actually will be. And I hope that people realize that mainstream media doesn't care about you. They don't love you. They do not care if you watch whatsoever. If you actually give a shit, support independent media.
And the racism vacuum is real. I'm just saying. It's like not only Melissa Harris Perry quit, then they said you're fired, and then a bunch of other brown people got ejected. For no reason.
Well, no, I mean, no. This has been a part of their overall. MSNBC has been putting together this whole game plan because they wanted to move away from the whole liberal thing because their ratings were terrible. And I'm not sure the ratings were terrible because of them being liberal. I think their ratings were terrible because their shows were bad. You can be liberal and have good shows. I don't know if you know that, but you can. It's the same thing like when
sorry, but The Cycle was a shitty show. I don't know why you had that show on.
Well, it is harder. You can be dumber.
No,
and work out better.
I'm gonna.
Between CNN and Donald Trump, we're learning valuable lessons about what America throws their money at and what they value.
Burn in hell, Aaron. So, and again, this might be something I shouldn't bring up again, but it happened. I was at an event, and Deborah Lee was speaking at the event. And she was talking about that TJ Holmes show, Don't Sleep, or something like that, which had the unfortunate name of Don't Sleep with TJ Holmes. I'm sorry. Did no one else? Really?
Excuse me?
The name of the show was Don't Sleep with TJ Holmes.
Oh, well.
Man.
That's unfortunate. Like maybe you guys should have thought about that. But it was supposed to be the way they initially had pitched it. It was supposed to be some sort of like Black Daily show. And I saw the people they hired. And I'm not going to throw shade at everyone involved in it, but if I was putting together a Black Daily show, the staff that they put together would not be the staff that I would put together. I mean, I feel like I know exactly who I would call to put together something if I wanted some biting satire around politics and race. They called all the wrong people. So Deborah Lee gets on stage and she's talking about it, and she was like, "Yeah, because we put out Don't Sleep with TJ Holmes, and you know what? No one watched it. I mean, so like, why are we making that type of stuff? If you really if you want that type of stuff, you have to watch it. If you don't watch it, then we can't make it." And I'm sitting there going like, so you make shit, and you blame people for your shit that you made, and you don't say, well, maybe we did this wrong. Maybe we didn't actually have a good show. Maybe we should have actually worked harder on this and brought the people in that would have made the show we wanted it to be. No, you want to blame the audience for not actually buying your bullshit. Same thing with MSNBC. It wasn't because they were liberal that they were having low ratings. Because like the fact is, people are dying for liberal media. The fact that's why so many independent liberal media spaces are actually flourishing and being able to do this. Hell, we're a Black progressive media space, and we are actually able to pay people. Do you understand how magical that fucking is? It's two. It's ridiculous. And the fact is, people want this. People want this type of media. You guys were shitty at it. Deal with it. Stop blaming everyone else. And stop acting like it's everyone else's fault. Oh, she was challenging. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
Have you seen her tweets lately? Ooh, they are fire.
What? Melissa?
Over the past hour.
No, I didn't see the last hour.
Yeah. The last one ended with that gif of Angela Bassett walking away from the burning car. just to give you a taste of. And another one mentions about how mentions essentially that she didn't have to take that non-disclosure money, so she's going to be able to feel free to talk about whatever she wants. That's how they get you.
The non-disclosure money. And by
that's
the way,
how they get you. They get you to keep your mouth shut by offering you a lump sum of money. And the reason they do that is because they think, well, Melissa Harris Perry's whole life was MSNBC, forgetting that she's a goddamn professor, probably tenured by now. She doesn't need their goddamn money. So now she feels free to go out and talk about the actual experience of working in a white corporate American media space. And I think it's fantastic that she didn't take their money. I think it's fantastic that she's fucking going off on them right now. That's one. And go, Melissa. Just go, Melissa.
Oh my God, I'm reading some of this. She actually apologized to Bashir Touré and Finney K for her silence around certain things. Oh yeah, they don't. Clearly, there's no
love lost.
And by the way, that Angela Bassett on fire car gift that she posted. That might have came in a text message when I was asking her. I was like, "Hey, so what's going on here? This thing's happening." And all of a sudden, I opened it up. And I was like, "I love her.
She's great.
She's
great, and she's actually like really inspirational. I find her very, very inspirational.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned a lot about Blackness, about Black feminism just from her.
Oh my God.
When she put out that Black feminist syllabus a couple years ago,
right.
That was amazing. Her book,
Right.
Sister Citizen, if you haven't read it, it's a few years old now. Fucking read it. That's two.
So great
It's
book.
so good. I mean, I feel like not just Melissa, but there are a lot of Black women on social media that I learned so much from, and it has made me a better person. It has made me a better thinker, and I just want to thank those nameless people out there, Melissa included.
I Melissa, like I said, she challenged me in a lot of different ways, and always has been super supportive. Like that's why I this whole thing, I realized I was annoyed about this because I was like. She actually was a good person. Like she was actually doing good work. Like that's what, like when you feel like people are just like kind of half-assing and it's kind of shit. It's like whatever, sucks to be you, whatever. But now it's like no, she was really good at this. She was the first hype man for TWiB ever. Like she was the one. She emailed like all sorts of folks to make sure that they were aware of the work that we were doing, and she didn't have to. She owed me nothing. I was a random Negro in Brooklyn. Literally random Negro in Bed-Stuy at the time, and she was like, "No, you should be listening to them." So I want to be clear on that that I really think that this is a mistake, and actually it just shows it's yet another nail in cable news and mainstream media's news coffin. And I'm hoping that they keep screwing up, see what happens, because like one day you're gonna wonder, and they're gonna be like, how was there mainstream media news sources before? And it's like there was, and then they just kept screwing up over and over and over, and then finally people said enough was enough.
Yeah,
all
people
right.
keep talking about go and make your own.
All
what
right,
do you think Elon's doing here?
Yeah. Oh my God! The next time I've seen that, they're like, "Oh, we need to make our own news spaces." I was just like,
"You're like, what the? This is number 3. What the fuck do you think Elon James White is doing here?"
Is there any way we can get a gif of Amani flailing her arms? Can we just?
I'm sure we can figure it out. All right, what else?
And I have to just say one more thing. I really appreciate women like Melissa or people who have made it to the upper echelons and lift other people up with them.
That's
something that I've learned from other people who do the same thing. I try to do that. If I come up with an idea or a thought, I try to shout people out. I tell people where I've gotten these ideas from, because you know what? I didn't emerge fully formed out of the womb. I learned shit from other people, and if I can shout those people out, especially if those people don't have the platform that I have, then that's something that I do. And I respect Melissa for doing that, and I respect everybody else who does that. Shout out to you.
Indeed.
Cheers.
Yeah, I wish her the best of luck, and whatever she ends up doing, I know that it's going to be fire. And I'm pretty sure that she will come up with some way for us to work with her, because she has always reached out to do so, and I appreciate it. What else we got on the docket, madam? You do realize it's Super Tuesday, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get to the election.
It's election and drinking. So
Tuesday.
far, all I'm doing is drinking.
Okay, all right. It's election and drinking Tuesday. We haven't talked about South Carolina, so you want to talk about how bad Bernie Sanders got trounced in South Carolina, and how apparently he still seems to think that he's going to win with just white voters.
Well, it was interesting. That how that went down, because not only did he say that he get shellacked, he actually said that they were expecting, like, oh well, we'll do a lot better with Negroes outside of the South.
Yeah, what?
What? And all of my East Coast Negrodom was just like, I'm sorry, are you? Because to me, and Amani, maybe I'm a dick about this. To me, I'm just like, oh, did you not do well with the Negroes? How did that happen? How would you have ever guessed? Because you marched with King. How did you possibly not do well with the Negroes? Oh, but don't worry, you're going to do well with the East Coast Negroes. The Southern Negroes are a problem. And he started, when he was talking about the Negroes, he was going to do well. I think he mentioned New York and other places. I was like, you do realize those places aren't on Super Tuesday, right? You realize that's not my and I don't even really feel bad about mocking him about this, because like it's literally what we've been talking about for 8 to 9 months in a row, begging him to actually take it a little bit more seriously. They're not reaching out to you. I don't think the people that you're getting to co-sign, like, you have to do this a little bit differently. And then he went down south and got demolished. Got mollywopped to the point where he even went on there. He went on there and was like, I got decimated. We got decimated. And but they're like, the articles that have been talking about this, they've been trying to twist it, and they keep going like, but if you take Negroes out of it, it's just like,
you can't take. That's the thing. I'm telling you. I know I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. This book by Stephen Phillips, Brown is the New White. I'm telling you, read that book. Read the book. It lays out specifically and exactly what needs to happen for a true progressive revolution in this country, for progressivism to finally grab hold. And it's progressive white people, yes, but primarily brown people, Black, Latina people, and some Native Americans. There's just not a lot of them, but they are in our coalition too. And some Asians too. It's just like, I don't understand how, after all of this data and all of this cherry picking and knowing full well that Black voters outvoted white people in 2012, how you can still think that you're going to win with disaffected white people, man. Just whatever, man.
It's really annoying.
It's incompetent. It's more than annoying. It's incompetent. Because quite frankly, I feel like Bernie Sanders' supporters, these people who are in my mentions 24/7, preaching the good word of Bernie Sanders, I feel like they deserve a better campaign than what Sanders has given them. Because if I see the fervence of some of these people, I see that myself in that the way that I was in 2008. And if Obama had run this slipshod, incompetent ass campaign in 2008, when I was running all over blog comments, this was before Twitter. I mean, before I was on Twitter.
Well, so it was like Twitter existed.
Twitter existed, but there wasn't this political Twitter that we have now. I was running around. It wasn't as huge though. I'm saying.
Just because you weren't there?
No, I'm not saying just because I wasn't
that's
there.
what it sounded like.
Don't make me cut you.
I will.
But the point is if President Obama had run as kind of piss poor a campaign as I think Sanders is running now, I would have been annoyed, because I put all my heart and my soul into this campaign, into this guy, and he's running around with a formerly well-respected Black intellectual who says Obama has been niggerized. He's running around with T.I. T.I. just endorsed him today, and T.I. got in trouble back in October for saying something about like we'd have a better chance of electing the Loch Ness Monster as president than a woman, because women are too emotional and shouldn't have their finger on the button.
Why? I'm not even
Killer
sure.
Mike talking about, oh, you shouldn't vote with your vagina. Just like all his surrogates and his endorsers, a lot of them have said some real froggy shit. And it doesn't seem to be getting better, and Bernie Sanders doesn't seem to be reckoning with it. It took him how long to say anything about how assholic, we'll say, his supporters have been, and now it's, oh, well, we don't want that crap. Meanwhile, motherfuckers are getting, okay, that was like 4 or 5, have been getting trolled nonstop. I just feel like his campaign owes his supporters better than what he's doing.
And so not only is can you make the argument that the campaign isn't running well, and we've talked about Sanders supporters dropping balls numerous times. There was an article that came out, I believe we have it on the screen there, where it was literally called The Cult of Hillary. Is it not working, Aaron? No, there it is. The Cult of Hillary, the ultimate junk bond, and it said, why do so many Black Americans support Hillary Clinton? And they responded with Stockholm syndrome. They are faithful, battered wives. They are yoked to Hillary by codependency. Quote, I've stuck by you and suffered to do so for so long that you owe me, and I have faith that you will reward me later if I help you reach your goal now.
I will cut somebody dead in their face. How dare you write an article that leverages domestic violence to make a point about how black people are just too goddamn stupid to know what's good for them? Do you know what I hear when I read these articles? Stupid niggers. That's what I hear. I mean, that's what I hear in my head.
That specific article, Amani, like Amani had mentioned it to me in passing, and I didn't read it, so like I didn't quite understand how bad it was. And then I actually did read, because at first Amani, I looked at the article like 4 times. I was like, this is satire, because this has to be satire, because there's no other explanation as to how this could be so insulting towards black folks and their, because here's again, let me have this moment with you. I don't particularly care for Hillary Clinton and her companion. You know what? Maybe I would love Hillary Clinton if I knew her personally. Maybe Hillary Clinton one-on-one is magic. I believe I actually read someone who said that. They said like how Bill Clinton makes you feel special by how he talks to you. They said the way Hillary Clinton makes you feel special is by how she listens.
That was John Favreau. It was President Obama's former speechwriter.
Okay, is that way I got that? Okay, so I knew I read it somewhere, and he also he decided that he wanted to explain why it was more important to get Hillary Clinton nominated. I'm not going to.
That's where I fell off. That's where I fell off of that argument. But he did talk about her demeanor and how. Right. This sort of cold ice queen thing is not really who she is.
Right. And you know what? Cool. I accept that. I'm not arguing whether or not she's a cold ice queen. I'm annoyed with what she has allowed to go by, and even how she handles certain things. Like, the fact is, Hillary is, I mean, and this is not, I'm going to say this because I can hear people flipping out already, and I'm going to need everyone to calm down. Hillary's a white lady. All right, Hillary's a 70-year-old white lady. What?
69. Yeah.
69-year-old.
Yeah.
69-year-old white lady. There's certain things I'm just expecting Hillary not to really get. Just like there's certain things I'm expecting Bernie Sanders not to get. But I expect you to have enough people around you to pull you back and go, so hey, maybe you don't do that. And Hillary has dropped the ball multiple times. And the fact is, she was co-signed the whole crime bill that with the whole super predator thing, which is why the activist Ashley Williams called her out for that. And she did later say that that's something that she wouldn't have signed now, and she wouldn't have supported, and she wouldn't have used those words. But the fact is that that is what she said. And there's lots of problematic things about Hillary. I can go down the list for that. But I know people who support Hillary. And guess what? I am not going to sit here and talk down to them because they have a difference of opinion about a political goddamn candidate. And for white people to come around and start talking to black folks like we're goddamn idiots, like we just don't get it. That's the only way we could ever do this. We the idea, the Stockholm syndrome. That's some shit Republicans say to black folks for voting Democrat.
Literally,
what they say.
Literally, I had someone say to me, "Well, we got to figure out a way to get black people off the white liberal plantation." This was a Bernie supporter. That's what Republicans say about how black people are on the Democratic plantation. What the hell is wrong with you that you're rolling up on me and saying that shit?
I don't understand how they could think that that's a reasonable thing to say, and the thing is that like when you hear it, you go, I'm sorry, the fuck you just say to me? Oh right, wait, I just remembered something, Imani. It's Drinking Tuesdays. The fuck's economy is completely abolished for one day. I forgot about that. It was requested in the
fuck out of here.
Okay, let's not.
Yeah, fucking A, man.
Okay,
well, first of all, I got fucking robbed from my fucks. Like you just took them from me. Well, no reason. You're like, Aaron, hand him over. I was like, I didn't get robbed my own job and my own boss. Fuck that shit.
Did I not just fix it?
Fuck that.
All right. I need you to calm down. Point is, the idea, and when black folks actually then go, I'm sorry, what did you say? Then everyone like, oh, I don't understand why you're being so sensitive about this thing. Well, you're like, that's not exactly what we meant, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, but it's what you said. And if you said it, then am I not supposed to respond to what you just said? I'm genuinely confused as to how, because like Hillary Clinton, she throws stuff out sometimes, Amani, and you tell me if I'm being sensitive, because like, you know what? Maybe I'm sensitive. And by the way, I'm actually very comfortable with saying that I could be sensitive about something, because I believe above all else, I have every goddamn right to be sensitive about shit. I don't know if you know this. We're dying in the streets. So the fact is that like she'll say things, and by the way, this is also stuff that I've come for. What's his name? What's that dude's name? He's like likable, speaks real well. President
Obama.
There we go.
Are you serious?
You were like, is he talking about Barack
Likeable
Obama?
speaks real well.
Is he talking about Barack?
What is that? Is that weird? Is that weird to describe him that way? Like, because I'm pretty sure lots of Republicans have described him in similar manners. So I've said this about Obama as well, because Obama sometimes drops his ball, and it's not even so much a drop ball. Funny enough, Amani, this is on me. I feel as if I give Obama passes around certain things when he says stuff. Like when he says, like, when he was like, our founding fathers believed in freedom and stuff like that. I'm like, of all people, you know that our founding fathers didn't believe in that. Or the way our country was built, was built on immigrants. Is like, actually, our country was built on slave labor and genocide. So none of that's right. And I'm always a little bit annoyed with Obama when he says stuff like that. But I'm always like, well, maybe I'm just not getting it. Maybe I'm not. Maybe because he can't say it or whatever. And I've given him passes around that. But then. And something like I said, maybe I shouldn't have. But then Hillary Clinton says stuff like this, and I believe it's on the screen. Our country was built by people who had each other's backs, who understood that at our best, we all rise together.
I responded to that tweet. I linked it and I just wrote, "You spelled built by slaves incorrectly."
I didn't even have the ability to be witty, Amani. My whole response was, what? By the way, anytime you see me type the word WUT, like it's not because I'm being I'm whimsical, like Amani might imply, by shortening the word, or I'm even being lazy. It's literally, I want you to hear the words, like when, what, like not what, I want, what, I don't even know what you're saying right now. And like when I saw that, that's all I responded to the Hillary Clinton. I was like, what? I don't even understand. Like, is she just? But again, in the midst of all this, I can sit here and rip Hillary a new one for the next 15 hours. Guess what? I am not going to talk down to other black people who support Hillary Clinton, just like I don't talk down to black folks who support Bernie Sanders. Listen, do you feel like that's who you think is best for this? I accept it. I believe I understand your argument. I feel like there's a different argument to be made here, and I'm going to go with that. And that's it. But people keep talking to black folks like we're goddamn idiots, and I'm just flat out, go fuck yourself. I'm not an idiot. In fact, there's a lot of y'all who are even doing all this bullshit, condescending talking. I'm pretty sure I probably have more knowledge around this than you do. I'm just gonna throw this out there. It's what I do for a goddamn living. And yet you're going to talk to me like I'm an idiot. Oh, God. How dare you? Yeah, it's so insulting. And it brings me to our next goddamn story. Shit. Which, when it comes down to especially white liberals, or people who are supposedly on our team in this coalition, and they want to talk down to people, why don't we play that clip, Aaron?
Let's talk about Hollywood and Hillary and racism, because as we all know, racism's epicenter is the Oscars and Hillary Clinton.
Pause for a second, Aaron. Pull it back.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
So this motherfucker right here.
Oh, snap.
Bill Maher decided that he wanted to like to weigh in on what happened with Hillary with him.
I didn't read the lower third.
Oh.
Bill Maher is a fucking problem. I didn't read it. I just put it on the screen.
Sorry.
Wait, you didn't tell him you were putting that up?
No,
there?
I didn't know. I was just doing other stuff, so I was like, oh, it's shaped right,
that's
it looks right, and then I put it on the screen.
You shouldn't let me brand the segments, because that's what happens. That's what happens when I brand segments. So this dude is wants to weigh in, and he does, like I say, he did the same thing that freaking Chris Rock did, which pissed me all off. So you now know that it's not like because a white guy did it, I'm upset. No, I was upset yesterday when Chris Rock fucking did it. Mm-hmm. Let's be clear about this. So he's still like, because the epicenter of racism is this about, as if, again, black people don't have the capability of, I don't know, being like, hey, that's messed up. Oh, you know what? That's messed up over there too. Hey, guess what? That over there? That's messed up too. We have this magical power. It was actually imbued into us by our slave ancestors. They they danced around a fire, and they were doing African chants and shit. And they were like, guess what? In the future, our descendants will be able to think about multiple things at once.
So is that what Harriet Tubman was doing in the railroad? With all
No,
those
shit,
Negroes?
it was before that. It was before Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman was it was added on later. This is like an ancestor still in Africa.
Is Harriet
doing African shit.
Is Harriet Tubman a natural descendant of one of the original Negroes that could care about more than one thing at the same time?
We all can. It's this weird magical superpower that we have that no one seems to understand that we have. And they love to label this dumb shit like because this is the epicenter. Go fuck yourself. No one said it's the epicenter, but we did say it's a problem. And maybe if you understood the goddamn problem as opposed to being so fucking snarky, you're like, oh look, I'm so above it all, you'd understand it. But guess what? You don't understand it because you don't fucking listen to anyone else, you douchebag. Continue playing the clip.
That's crazy. Wait a sec.
Clearly.
Okay, but...
well, they got part of it right. She is white. Right.
It is a little crazy that the protests I see have to do with the Oscars and with Hillary Clinton.
Pause it. So here's the thing about that. So the protest that you see. So you didn't see the freaking multi-year-long protest against police brutality? You didn't see people freaking shutting shit down across the goddamn nation because we're dying in the streets? You didn't see that? The only protest you see is about the Oscar. Really, motherfucker? Really? So are you either that in that liberal douchebag rich bubble, or are you being actually actively maliciously ignorant? Pick one. Play the clip, Aaron.
Protester interrupted Hillary at a fundraiser and said, Hillary Clinton, can you apologize to black people for mass incarceration? You know, of the 1,000 things I could complain about with Hillary Clinton, being a racist really doesn't rise.
Pause!
Nobody.
So here, again.
How dare he?
You don't get to decide. Of all the things that have issues
all
with
the things
racism,
a white guy could complain about, racism isn't one of them?
Rich white guy, he's like, listen. I've dipped it in a lot of black ladies, so I actually still get it. I get it. I'm actually part black. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm part black. I feel like that's what Bill Maher thinks.
He bangs a lot of black broads, and I swear to God, he thinks it gives him license. And I'm not even saying that to be.
Literally, Monty, that is exactly what I just said, and you just rephrased it.
I'm sorry. I'm a little tipsy. I'm angry.
Y'all are mad and drinking, so y'all may not be. Y'all are just mad, dueling banjos, or just general black anger.
Because no, this thing idea was like of all the things. So you get to decide. So it's up to you. Thank God, Bill fucking Maher is here to be able to decide what's racist or not. Because I wouldn't be able to tell myself because I'm just a dumb old Negro. I don't know how to vote and shit. I'm in Stockholm syndrome. That's the only reason why apparently I'm gonna like Hillary, even though I've said 1,000 times I don't like Hillary, but clearly I do because I'm in Stockholm syndrome. Play the clip, Aaron.
Top of it. I mean, it's.
And she's also used to getting the apologies.
But it sure is fun being purer than everybody else.
Right.
But does this person realize that Donald Trump in South Carolina, 20% of the voters who voted for Donald Trump disagree with the Emancipation Proclamation?
Right.
And this
Stop.
is who you're going at?
Shut up.
So Aaron, by the way, they said the clip is low. Cut the volume up if we can. So you're deciding that this is not really worth it, is what you're saying. And I love the fact that they're deciding who you should be able to talk to and who you shouldn't. And listen to the audience. The things I want you to pay attention to in this clip is the audience and the panel. Let it play, Aaron.
Going after? This is where we start the battle, you fucking idiots.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't think.
Pull it back, Aaron. So so you saw that, right? So he literally decided to basically talking about people who are protesting, because he didn't say just that one person. People protesting that. He said you fucking idiots. So he decided that he could speak, and he understands this is stupid, you're fucking idiots, and used his platform, his white man privilege platform, to decide to lay down judgment on who gets to be called out and who doesn't, and then listen to the fucking audience. They applaud that shit. They're like, yeah, they are idiots. Just like the fucking Oscars when they sat there and they let when Chris Rock is sitting there talking all that shit, and he's like, oh, because in the 60s, 62, 63, we had more important things to talk about.
Do you know that's actually, at this point I realize it's just an easy way to get cheap cheers. Kind of like when a wrestler comes in and says what up to the city that they're in currently, and everyone cheers because they're from Dayton, Ohio, and they're in Dayton, Ohio, and yay. I've noticed that just the sheer mention, just like, don't you black protesters have something better to do? And the audience goes, yeah, what?
And now tell me how I'm not supposed to hear it. Like that's because I've been having like mini meltdowns because I'm like, am I in a different universe? Because I clearly hear bullshit, and I'm like, why isn't anyone saying like, no, that's completely and totally like messed up? How are you guys all clapping for that? Why would you even think that was good? Why would the staff think like, man, this is gonna be a great clip? Why would you think this is a good idea? I don't understand, Amani. I don't understand. Can you explain it?
White liberals are tired of black people.
Play the clip, Aaron.
Bill, I don't think they were calling, let's be fair, just like when Kanye West said George Bush doesn't care about black people, he didn't call him a racist, although George Bush heard racist. They're not claiming as the Black Lives Matter that Hillary is a racist. What they're saying is that negative racial consequences flowed from mass incarceration. And by the way, when they accused her of talking about the super predator, which she did, let's note the fact she apologized.
Pause!
Bernie Sanders,
And it was taken out of context.
So
what was taken out of context?
Let's have a couple of moments with that moment right there. And the thing is, like, I thought I was good with Michael Eric Dyson. I mean, I don't.
He had it almost until the end.
I didn't agree. I had a lot of issues with him. I used to beef with him all the time, but then like I felt like we had at least we could work under normal circumstances. But like the fuck are you saying? Like that doesn't even. I'm sorry. She apologized. Actually, she didn't apologize. What she says was, I wouldn't say it like that now. Mm-hmm. She didn't say, I'm sorry for doing that. So let's fall back here, because what I'm seeing here and the things that like popped out of me immediately, I was like, is Michael Eric Dyson taking this moment to shill for Hillary? I know that you've become one of her spokesmen. No, I know that he became a spokesman for Hillary, but I didn't think he was going to take that time and like decide like in this discussion to shill for Hillary, which he did because he went for it. He said, she apologized, but then Bernie Sanders is like, whoa, so you're actually going to defend Bernie, and we're not even talking about Bernie. You're going to actually try to make him sound better, and then Bill Maher, it was out of context. Motherfucker, what context are you talking about? What context? The context that in America that poor people of color are normally lumped in together, and they use a lot of dog whistle politics to be able to have conversations around it. Like the fact that when we talk about certain things, that like the words, you don't even have to say it anymore because it's already connected to people. The brownification of welfare. The fact that when people think of welfare, they don't think of the mostly white people that are on welfare. They think of a black mama. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. You think of some Negro that is out there spending your earned tax money, and now like I can't have that. Not the reality of what welfare looks like. Play the clip, Aaron.
Context.
But not only
she was
was
not saying black people are predators.
No. She was saying super predators, the language that John DeLuia or somebody was using about black criminals during the second. But here's my point. She at least apologized and acknowledged that was a problem. But I'm saying I think it's sexist for people to impute to Hillary Clinton what her husband did. Her husband was the president of the United States of America, not Hillary Clinton.
Pause it. Right. So hey,
I agree with him on that point.
So hey, I actually have made this argument before that you cannot put everything that Bill Clinton did on Hillary. But that's not what's happening here. No. She didn't say, hey, Hillary, will you apologize for the policy that your husband put forth? Right. What she said was, hey, will you apologize around mass incarceration, something, and about your comments around being a super predator? Not the same. And in all honesty, yes, she is not responsible for everything that Bill Clinton did. But I would argue that she should be responsible for the things that Bill Clinton did that she full-throatedly supported. That's not sexist at that point. That's not me going like putting the sins of your husband on you. It's going like, hey, your husband said that dickhole thing over there, but then you were like, word, this is why I'm good with this. And that's what happened. Here's the thing. I say lots of froggy ass shit. It's kind of what I do. My wife is not as froggy as I am. She's friendly as fuck.
She's super
just
friendly.
So friendly, just friendly like, everywhere.
Emily, if you ever need someone to go on a date with you,
oh my God!
Like if you're going on a date with a guy and you need like a wing. Emily's a great wing woman. Emily sits there
and she will meet everyone in love, and it's so nice, and like that's Emily. For someone to then get mad at Emily for something I did would be ridiculous, and I totally agree with that. But for someone to get mad at Emily for some shit I did, that then she went out on air and was like, hey, you know what? Elon did, I actually really agree with this thing, and I think that it's a problem. Then at that point, guess what? She has to absorb some of that shit because now she's promoting it, okay? And the fact is that even Hillary motherfucking Clinton said, no one asked me about this until now. So when did she fucking apologize for it, Mr. Dyson? Like, because she didn't actually apologize. Because then when he said it, I immediately started Googling Hillary, Super Predator, apology. What apology? When did she apologize to you? Did she apologize behind the secret black meeting, black surrogate meeting that happened? Because she really didn't apologize outside. She said she wouldn't use those words. And that's fine, but it's not a goddamn apology, okay? Let's be clear about what this is. It's not an apology. And the fact is that I've actually given Hillary points for the way she's discussed race recently. I said that it was the most comprehensive discussion around race this election cycle and around probably in a lot of election cycles. That does not mean that she doesn't have anything to respond to, okay? Play the clip, Aaron.
Right. Now, but I'm not mad at...
But one party does not even acknowledge that racism even exists. They say it's an urban myth.
No. You're right. But see, that show, the Black Lives Matter implicitly are proving the humanity of the Democrats because at least they're humane enough to respond in kind to them. The Republicans don't give a flying damn about what's going on there, and therefore they prove their inhumanity.
Plus,
so in one sense, they're affirming it.
And George Bush is
the party that has the party that was supposed to be for black people has let them down continuously, and that's what the Black Lives Matter movement is going.
Are you telling me that the Hulk seems to not like the Hulk? The Hulk Hulk smash bullshit ideas around race that Bill Maher put forward.
So is the Hulk like the opposite of Hawkeye? Because Hawkeye's apparently a dude. Like Jeremy Renner's a dick.
Yeah.
Is Mark Ruffalo just?
Where are you? I can't see you. What's happening here?
Give me a goddamn second. Is Mark Ruffalo? Mark Ruffalo is the opposite of Hawkeye. He seems to be
I'm not saying that, but
he seems to be very much not. He seems like he's the opposite of a phallus.
I mean, Mark Ruffalo. Actually, we made jokes. I saw that there was a trending hashtag. I don't know who started it. That was something white people that you invite to the cookout or something like that. And Mark Ruffalo got invited to the cookout. Like
Mark invited to the cookout.
Mark Ruffalo got invited to the cookout. But like Bill Maher, by the way, I would like not only is he not invited to the cookout, if I saw him near the cookout, I would start shooting arrows around his car. So he just be afraid. Be afraid.
You would fire arrows at Bill Maher?
Yes, I would.
He deserves it.
He totally deserves it. But like the idea, that was just. But continue playing because it's gonna get good.
Is going after the Democrats because they're the ones who are supposed to be on their side.
Exploiting them, taking them for granted. Taking them for granted. So look, but as a person who believes that Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States of America, I'm telling you from a sympathetic position, there is no problem with Black Lives Matter challenging them because the Democrats have had a history, as Brother Ruffalo has said, of exploiting those black people. But at the end of the day, I think that Hillary Clinton is not only the smartest person, the most prepared person, but the person who has given the most credible empirical analysis of race in the last 20 years by a major American politician.
Pause.
I'll stand by that.
Wait, what?
So
wait, what did he just say?
He also called him Brother Ruffalo.
Called him Brother Ruffalo. So
Can we stop with this brother bullshit? I'm sorry, but it's so played out.
I'm assuming that he's doing it because he has to. I mean, like maybe that he grew up under Cornell. It just happens.
I'm already tired with the Sister Clinton, brother. Stop it.
So I'm not even gonna go in on that. But I mean, if you guys want to go in on that, I mean, like I don't even have the energy to deal with that. Whatever. But you're actively shilling that we're not talking about that. We're not talking about how great Hillary freaking Clinton is. We're talking about what happened. And you know what? Michael Eric Dyson is falling under the same shit that I feel like Chris Rock fell under, where he's trying to win the crowd that he's in, but at the same time he's trying to make the argument, so he ends up failing at both. You know what I mean? Like, because he's doing both at the same time, and so that's not very helpful there. And so he's trying to frame, he's trying to make these points, but at the same time he is actively still shilling for Hillary, and it still gets worse. Continue.
Absolutely. That's right.
People need to learn the difference between an imperfect friend and a deadly enemy.
No doubt.
You want to tear Hillary Clinton down? Great. Then enjoy President Trump. Yeah. You only get two choices in America. Right. Two choices.
Let's have a moment with that, Aaron. So apparently we only get two choices, right? Cool. Right. And then we get over it for the most part. An unperfect friend or an enemy. So this is the thing that liberals white liberals have been doing to black folks for goddamn generations. The idea of like, hey, I might not be great. I might be kind of racist and shit, but you know what? That dude over there wants to hang you. So what you gonna do? And then like basically leaves us like, well, I would prefer not to be hanged. I mean, you're gonna be a dick to me. I mean, it might not be great, but I guess I'll go with that. And basically he made the argument of the lesser of two evils, but he didn't say that, but that's basically the argument that Bill Maher is making after calling a goddamn Black Lives Matter activist a goddamn idiot. Like Black Lives Matter in general, like to me, that's how it came off. Like you're just like, so what? So what? Now, please note, this is all following Bill Maher saying all sorts of fucked up shit for years. He's been sexist. He's been Islamophobic. He's been problematic. He's been racist before. He's done this a shit ton of times. And you motherfucking liberals keep letting him ride. And it keeps happening. And it keeps happening. And y'all won't just say, hey, maybe we shouldn't support this guy. Maybe he is kind of problematic. He's an unapologetic douchebag. And he keeps doing this. But you're so happy when he rips apart Republicans that you will let his bullshit ride, and if anyone questions it, somehow we're divisive and we can't take a fucking joke. Guess what, motherfucker? I tell jokes for a living. I'm telling you now, I don't take the fucking joke. Play the clip, Aaron.
Matter at the front of what people are thinking about, right? Because if you're not there showing your issues, someone else is there instead.
Right.
And I think, it was unfortunate the way she did it, but at least she'd been allowed into Hillary's thing. You can imagine that she would have been blocked from Trump's altogether.
I think when you turn around on the crowd, she's the only black person.
Pause for a second, Aaron, and actually pull it back a little bit on that clip. So he puts it out like, so I might be incorrect on this, but I had heard that they bought the ticket to the event. Aaron, Amani, am I crazy?
No, she paid $500.
So is this fact?
Yeah, she paid $500.
I mean, it's an absolute fact.
Absolute. From what she said, I mean, unless I can.
I want to be clear because, like, the idea
she paid.
In the conversation that they're having about this right here, like, at least she was even let in. Republicans wouldn't even let in.
At least she was let in? Are you kidding me?
That is the argument that they're making. That Louis said, at least she was. At Trump, she would have been kicked out. Trump is a fucking douchebag.
He's a fascist. He's like actually, literally.
People are comparing him to Hitler, and no one is even arguing that anymore. So you're now saying at least he didn't do what the Hitler type dude is doing. Is that the argument that you're making right now? I don't even. What? And the fact like at least she was let in, you don't know what happened there. You don't know how she got in there, and apparently you don't know the story enough because you're weighing in and saying this bullshit. Play the clip, Aaron.
But it's perfectly legitimate to keep Black Lives Matter at the front of what people are thinking about, right? Because if you're not there showing your issues, someone else is there instead.
Right.
And I think, it was unfortunate the way she did it, but at least she'd been allowed into Hillary's thing. You can imagine that she would have been blocked from Trump's altogether.
I think when you turn around on the crowd, she's the only black person there. And this is a $500 a plate fundraiser.
And we wouldn't be talking about this unless they
Why is that a problem? Do they have to be everywhere giving you money?
Who's they?
The black people?
Wait, what?
So that's what I've been waiting for all the time, and if I know
God.
some people noticed my heavy pour.
Oh, dear God.
It was because of that. Let's have a moment with what just was said. He said, he pointed out there weren't that many black people at that place. He was like, basically, she was the only black person there. Bill Maher's response to that was like, what? Do they have to be there all the time? Do we have to give them money? Do they have to be there all the time?
Wait, where did give them money come from?
And then when Mark Ruffalo was like, who's they? Bill Maher literally says, black people. Rewind it and pull it back just a little bit. I want to play that clip again.
All right, give us a second.
Because I was watching this. I'm like, does no one else see it? Like, I thought I was taking crazy pills. Cause I was like, what? WT. That isn't. What?
All right,
play the clip.
Unless they
Why is that a problem? Do they have to be everywhere giving you money?
Who's they?
The black people? Really? I can't.
Yes, we should be everywhere. Yes, we should be. No.
I can't use the term they when that makes me a racist?
Pause.
Fuck you, Bill
Yes,
Maher.
motherfucker. It makes you racist.
Yeah.
You're racist right now.
And we've known that shit for years.
We've known it, and people keep letting you ride. So yes, you specifically asking that question, first calling people out on that, you like standing on top of your white privilege like that shit is a step stool. Like you're sitting there talking all this shit, and then when you say, do they they have to be there? Oh, what? And what? Like, I'm the racist? Like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're kind of the racist. Now watch, this is the part where my anger mixes in with disappointment and rage at the same time. Play the clip, Aaron.
I'm the problem too.
You know I'm not.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. But what I'm saying,
you reacted when I said they.
No. I didn't react. That was not me, bro. That was him.
me.
You should have reacted.
Michael Eric
he doing?
Dyson.
Oh, God.
I have had so many issues with Michael Eric Dyson in the past, but I like I said, put a lot of it aside. Like, I thought he's actually done some things that I appreciated. Here's my. I'm sorry. Did you just, when he said, "Oh, I'm the problem," and did you just go emphatically, "No, you're not the problem. No." But people responded, "No, that was him. That was Ruffalo. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
So
it wasn't me."
pathetic.
Like, did you literally do that?
Blame the
I'm like,
Hulk. Blame the Hulk.
I was watching. I was like, yes, he's the problem. Michael Eric Dyson, you were there. You could have said, "No, sir, you're being a problem right now. Listen, we're friends, we're cool and everything, but you're being a problem right now." I would have been okay with that. But it was like,
But if he had said that, then maybe Bill Maher wouldn't have invited back on the show.
Aaron, rewind it just a little bit. I need that back, because
1 second.
I was so angry, and then I was like, Michael Eric, because a lot of times they're like, well, that's why we need to be in these spaces, because we're not in these spaces, we can't defend. Michael Eric Dyson was sitting on the panel.
All right, we're ready.
Play it.
Oh, but
They,
come on,
when
man.
that makes me a racist?
Come on, Bill.
Yeah, I'm the problem too.
You know I'm not.
No.
Okay.
Not at all. But what I'm saying,
you reacted when I said they.
No. I didn't react. That was not me, bro.
Pathetic.
That was him.
me. And
That was him. I know I'm a light-skinned Negro, but I am not a white guy. Okay.
But they all look alike.
Bill, no. Actually, I'm sympathetic to you in terms of the argument about the efficacy of race. What you're arguing about, if I can dare to speak for you, is that let's be politic and strategic about getting even our friends who have made mistakes, who are imperfect, to do the things we want them to do. Let's not close them down so much, because if you keep practicing the politics of disruption to the degree that they don't get a chance to respond, then that's counterproductive. However, the reason we're talking about this today is because they have been effective in forcing a conversation that we'd rather avoid. But at the end of the day, I'm rolling with HRC to the end, because I think she gives a serious communication.
Happening right now.
What?
Hey, what was that?
What?
Hey guys, what was that?
What?
What happened there?
What?
What happened?
I just.
I don't understand what happened.
I don't know what just happened.
I'm really unclear.
I'm so confused. I wish.
Like I say,
I wish the alcohol. Like, I'm actually overheating now. Like I'm never cold. I'm never hot in here. But now I'm actually overheating, because I'm like watching it, and my rage. I'm telling you, this has been a thing that's been. I've watched this clip multiple times, because I keep going. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe I'm not seeing what's the point. Maybe I'm missing like the idea here. Michael Eric Dyson did what Chris Rock did when trying to walk the line, and it didn't work.
I mean, they are both being comfortably compensated for their professional careers. There's no reason for them to go over the top and lambasting white people, or even saying anything directly to white people.
How do you then, when Bill Maher says, "Oh, so I'm a problem," how does everyone not go, "Fuck yes, you are a problem"?
I mean, we're missing the point. Is that Michael Eric Dyson, for a man his age, to backpedal at that speed and not fall down consistently is actually an athletic triumph, and I credit him in whatever fitness regimen he's under. He really did well there.
He didn't. This is why this is one of the reasons why when people talk about just like we just have to get in, we just have to get in the door. No, it's not about just getting in the door. It's not. Because right there, we had a preeminent scholar of our times around race and politics sitting on a panel, and he literally ran by, "No, I'm not. No, you're not a problem. You're not a problem.
No, Bill. No, Bill.
You can't. You can't find someone more. He's educated. The dude knows all the words. We know this because he keeps finding ways to say oligarchy and Beyonce at the same time. So we know he knows all the words. We know this. So how do you? Is being on Bill Maher's show that fucking important? Is it? Because I don't. This right here.
If you're trying to get in good with white liberals, yeah, I guess so.
I mean,
if you want to know why I'm doing it. If you want to know why I'm so hyped about how Melissa handled MSNBC,
Yeah.
It's because of shit like
yes,
this.
Thank you.
Because Melissa was like, fuck this shit. I'm out. You don't respect me. I'm not going to be sitting here co-signing your bullshit. I'm done. And I'm like, okay, I can respect that. I can respect what you're doing there. This, I'm sorry. And the thing is, like, I'm going to run into Michael Eric Dyson because I run into him a bunch of times, like in various different places. Like, and guess what? Guess what? You fucked up. You fucked up hard, and I don't understand why. This was one of those moments where I would think if anyone, Michael Eric Dyson could have done. Because the thing is that by the time Michael Eric Dyson could finish rhyming, Bill Maher wouldn't even know what his point was. Michael Eric Dyson would be like, you don't understand the potency of the efficiency of the blackness, and like just like Tupac said, I get around. Beyonce said we have to get in formation. So you have to understand in this situation that we are in formation, and that is why we have to do the things that we are doing here. My brother Maher, like he could have he could have gone there. He could have dropped a hot 16. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, the thing is, I would have laughed. I'm like, goddamn, Michael Eric Dyson, but I would have been good. Mm-hmm. This bullshit, just like Chris, I'm just like, it's like you're seeing it. You can't walk the line. You can't walk the line of coddling white people and fighting for black liberation.
I'd argue Chris Rock walked the line and did it poorly. Michael Eric Dyson just straight up ran away from it.
I don't know what.
I mean, he could have just simply said, Bill, that was racist, and remained silent the rest of the episode, and he at least would have been on the line. He backed so far away from Bill Maher when Bill Maher was like, "What is wrong?"
So
and
what?
then,
Am I the problem? No.
You're great. Oh, please, can I come back on your show? Pretty please. Why are people still watching this man?
My heart. And when it happened, like I genuinely didn't know what else to do because like at that point, Michael Eric Dyson was my surrogate. Like right, as a Negro who cares about these issues, Michael Eric Dyson is in this space. It is basically at that moment a pretty white space. It was Mark Ruffalo not white? I don't know. Like he has a tan. He's a tan. I can't. Sometimes a tan throws me.
He's mixed race. He's half green, half white. I believe.
Shut up, Aaron.
What?
He's half Rage Monster, half white, Aaron.
Yes.
I thought Rage Monster was just like kind of like inside of most white people.
Don't be racist.
But here's the thing. But he was there. He was the one. He was gonna be the one who checked Bill on that. Bill says so much fucked up shit on such a regular basis, and the idea that we keep letting him run. And you know what? Not we, because it's not me. I haven't watched a real time, whatever the name of the show is, in quite some time. You motherfuckers. You, especially you white fucking liberals. Like, you sit there and you think this shit is cute, and long as he says something froggy about Republicans or Trump or Ann Coulter at some point or whatever, as long as he says enough shit about other people that you don't like, then he's good. Didn't that dude call Sarah Palin a cunt of some sort?
Bill Maher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah. Like some shit like just unacceptable.
He's disgusting. I have no idea. And people are like, and I've asked. I asked the other day, why are people still watching him? And the response was, yeah, well, he really eviscerates Republicans. So fuck what?
You pretending
you don't need Bill Maher to tell you what to think about the goddamn Republicans.
And guess what? Let's just say you were so desperate for reframing of your thoughts and ideas. You don't think that your thoughts and ideas are that interesting or whatever. You need Bill. You need a witty take to be able to take down Republicans. Do you think that this motherfucker's the only one who can say witty shit about Republicans?
Can I be militant for a second?
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
And say that...
I mean, as if I'm not being the full militant right now.
I think it does help even liberal white people to hear some of that anti other people, pro-white people stuff. I mean, we put it in the laps of Republicans for enjoying that rhetoric, but I think white people... on the average, like to hear that stuff, and it's nice when you get to have like an enemy and then like a few jabs at the other people who are also making you uncomfortable, but you can't talk about it because you don't want to be racist. So Bill Maher toes his own line, and it amuses lots of white liberals like those Bernie bros who are really, really trying, who want America.
Actually, no, the Bernie bros probably really, really hate him because I think he's pro-Clinton.
Yeah, he's pro-Clinton.
He's pro-Clinton, so no. The Bernie bros won't co-sign
I understand
this.
that, but that's just their line. But I mean, if he was pro-Bernie, I mean, they'd love him to death.
Aaron,
he is the highest ranking Bernie bro in execution in America. He's number one ranked one in just terms of just being abrasive under this guise of being a progressive.
Ugh, I can't stand him.
He's a hidden dick waiting to ambush.
Did you say a hidden dick?
He's a dick in the water.
Crouching dick, hidden dragon?
That's true. He says
crouching Maher, hidden dick or
it's
something
true.
like that.
and appealing to his fan base. He offends so many other people, but his fan base is so centered in the conversation that it's like, great, stay on TV. We don't care.
The fact that more people weren't freaking the fuck out over this shows me that apparently no one gives a shit.
No one does.
That Bill Maher says all types of froggy, really fucked up things. No one gives a shit about that. And you know what? I can almost accept that, but I will admit, and maybe I'm being unfair to Michael Larry Dyson. Maybe I am, because in my mind I'm just like, you can't be dude. I know you know, of all the people on that panel, I know you know better. All of them, you know, you're the one who understands that this is pure bullshit what he's saying. Even if you disagree, like the thing is, because he was trying, he made sure not to go ham and shit on Black Lives Matter completely. He was like, no, but you have to understand, but then he gave a critique in the middle of it, and at the end of it, and I love Hillary Clinton. Like, dude, I'm gonna need you to stop shilling for a minute and talk about the goddamn issue at hand, because that was not. Is he the problem? Yes, Bill Maher is a fucking problem.
He's been a problem ever since he said, "Oh, I voted for the black guy, not the white guy," because he wanted President Obama to go bust caps in Republicans' asses.
Right.
Fuck you, Bill Maher.
He said that. And actually, so on Twitter, PPR1 P-Funk just stated, it's on the screen, Aaron. They said, I feel like we need to separate our hopes and expectations from people who are paid to speak on these issues. I understand what you're saying. Because the fact is, I believe that I've actually made the argument before about the 7-year rule. That the fact is that at a certain point, especially because you have you have so many other things at play, you can't speak the way you might want to speak around these issues. I've made the argument myself. I don't believe that it's just that. I believe it's about people. One, it's about support of the people and spaces that you believe in, that speak what they need to say. That's why, to a certain extent, I believe in the importance of academia, because academia is not supposed to have to kowtow and bow down to other folks, other ideas. Like, you're not supposed to be able to. That's why when you went your tenure, you said what the hell you want. You notice have you ever noticed Anthea Butler? Anthea Butler will shut shit down. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because Anthea is tenured as fuck over in Penn.
She don't give a
shit right now. She will call you out and then be like this.
Yeah, she really will. And as like legions of assholes call University of Pennsylvania and try and get her ass fired, she's like,
Anthea Butler's like, what you gonna do? Now please don't. I don't always agree with Anthea Butler. That's not. But the point is that she has the freedom to be able to do that, and she's able to speak a certain amount of truth. So I believe the same thing. That's why, in the end, and I feel really weird because I feel like I've become this weird cheerleader around independent media. But I feel as if I say froggy shit all the time. And I go fuck yourself, you're wrong. Go fuck. I remember once, actually, at last Netroots, Shane was with us there. And he asked me, because we were running into people that I might have told to go fuck themselves. And they would apologize to me. Or they would try to make nice with me. And he was like, how are you doing that? How are people apologizing? You cussed them out. What happened? And I was like, because I was right.
Yeah.
In the end, it's like, I was right. I'm like, the fact is that because of TWiB Nation, because of the fact that we have so much support from the people that do support us, and we still need more, we have to grow other things, but that's not the point. We have enough support. So I don't have to answer to anyone. The only person I have to answer to is my little wife, because she's pregnant. And she yells and shit, and then I have to go, yes, honey. I'm sorry, honey. What do you want, honey? I'm becoming a goddamn stereotype of a sitcom husband at this point.
I don't think
I'm not even trying. I don't even know
we need a laugh track. So when you walk into the room, be like, "Honey, I'm home." We'll all go.
And sometimes at this point, she just says shit, and she'll be like, "Do so and so." I'm like, "Honey, I don't. Why do I have other things?" She'll like, "The baby needs so and so." I'm like, "That's not even fair. The baby, I'm pretty sure, does not need us to go to the bank today. The baby has no understanding of financial security at the moment, honey.
That baby's floating.
So, but baby's floating, head down, ass up. That's and by the way, in my what you want, the pregnancy class that I took last night, which again was right as fuck, and I don't understand why I'm there, but my wife is getting something out of it, so I want to support her. They pointed out the fact again that the baby is at head down, ass up. I'm not wrong on this. For the baby to get out, that's the idea of crowning. When they come out of that canal, head down,
ass up,
ass up. That's it. Now, if you
that's the way we like to be birthed.
That's the way we like to be birthed. Maybe, in all honesty, Uncle Luke was actually a revolutionary of his time when he was trying to explain to gentlemen how, in fact, babies are born. maybe you didn't know. And the fact is that heads down, ass up. That's the way we like to birth. You go straight out through it. It's factual basis, Aaron. It's factual as fuck.
We've gone over our hour.
You go over your hour.
What?
Yes.
I'm angry. Sorry.
I'm doing too many things at once.
I know you ain't even paying attention at this point. So,
I am paying pretty decent attention.
You're doing actually pretty well for what you're doing. Amani's actually hosting a Twitter chat at the moment as she's still hosting the show.
Check it out, WOC.
Really, you just throwing this?
It's got to do with black stuff.
Okay, that's fine.
Black lady stuff.
Okay,
we're all good. We're resilient in the face of police brutality and the ever-growing onslaught of fuckery that we face in this country. Flail.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I said we were good like 35 seconds into your introduction of all that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm tired, and we didn't even hit everything. We still have more stories that we need to cover. But
there's all kinds of shit coming in with Super Tuesday. Apparently, Hillary Clinton decimated Bernie Sanders in Georgia, so that happened. But those are still Southern Negroes. Maybe he'll do better when he gets to New York. Me.
Hey Bernie,
I love us.
You can still, hey Bernie, you can still come on the show if you want. Let's have a conversation,
please.
Because I've seen 18 different articles saying that Super Tuesday, you losing Super Tuesday doesn't mean that you lost. So you know what? Let's have a conversation, Bernie. Let's just talk. Let's just talk a little bit.
Can I have off that day? I don't want to talk to Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, shut up, Bernie. You're gonna be here. You're gonna run the board.
Can I get overtime?
No.
Can I get overtime?
No. Did I just not explain that the independent media was important? That we need people to give us more money. You asked for overtime and shit.
I'm just saying. It just is one of those days. I could go run errands. Got to go to the gym. Hit that CrossFit.
Shut up, Aaron.
Get that CrossFit.
So I'm gonna let this ride. I've said what I had to say. I'm really annoyed with how this is working. I'm really annoyed with how we're being talked about in media. I'm really annoyed with the fact that people think that black people are stupid.
I am not stupid.
And the thing is that I want to be very clear about this, that I'm not saying that every black person in the world is somehow magically well versed in everything that comes to politics. But the way you talk about us, the way you look, you frame shit, and the people that you uphold, the people that you push forward as being so great and speaking so wonderfully around these things, they're full of shit, and you won't accept it. You won't actually own the fact that your favorite is full of shit. And you know what? That's okay. But then I'm going to need you to get the fuck out of my mention and shut the entire fuck up when I call shit out. Because you know what? Either you call it out or shut the fuck up.
Yeah!
Shut it down, Aaron.
What? What? I ain't even say anything yet. They say the blacker the berry, you know the sweeter the juice. Time for this weekend blackness, so everybody get loose. Smell like something on fire, ayo, I think it's the roof. Smell like something on fire, ayo, I think it's the roof. It's like black steel, black soul, black pain, black power, black people. Can you live